case you hadn't heard, Volvo estates are smarter and sportier these days, as is ably demonstrated by this much improved second generation V60. Despite the sleeker styling direction, this car isn't a clone of its German mid-sized station wagon premium segment rivals, still majoring in Volvo virtues like exemplary safety, cosseting comfort and versatile practicality. Also included, though, is an accomplished driving experience and some very clever technological touches. Volvo brands this car the ultimate lifestyle enabler. We simply call it a potentially surprising package. Now, you might not be approaching the idea of driving a Volvo estate with much enthusiasm, but this second generation V60 is actually surprisingly agile and adept, thanks in large part to its stiff SPA platform architecture. It doesn't handle quite as sharply as some rivals because it has other, arguably more important priorities, and recognises that for some, driving enjoyment can also come with a lowering rather than a raising of the heartbeat. The well-judged setup of the standard dynamic chassis suspension helps here, which provides the best balance of any Volvo we've yet tried when it comes to the contrary objectives of comfort and composed body control. The optional active 4C chassis package gives you adaptive damping, but you don't really need it. All variants get Volvo's usual drive mode settings driving dynamics system via which you can tailor throttle response, steering feel and the timings of the optional 8-speed auto gearbox to suit the way that you want to drive. As for engines, well, as usual with Volvo these days, they're all 4 cylinders and 2 litres in size. The company's future plans for its conventional power plants are centred around 48-valve mild hybrid technology, but from launch, this Mark II V60's model range was primarily based around non-electrified petrol and diesel units. Most buyers favour the black pump-fuelled power plants, either the 150 horsepower D3 or the 190 horsepower D4 we're trying here, which is capable of up to 64 miles to the gallon on the combined cycle and up to 117 grams per kilometre of CO2. As an alternative, you can choose 2 straightforward petrol variants, a 190 horsepower T4 or an auto-only 250 horsepower T5. There are also a couple of petrol-electric plug-in hybrid all-wheel drive variants, the T6 twin-engine and the T8 twin-engine. Lots of people will have a clear picture in their head of what a Volvo estate looks like. This might not be it. Along with its S60 saloon stablemate, this Mark II model V60 is the smallest and lightest of the cars produced from Volvo's SPA scalable product architecture platform. The rather apologetic curves of the previous model have been replaced by chisel-edged creases as part of a shape that looks larger and is, at 4.76 metres in length, being 126 millimetres longer than before, making it only 180 millimetres shorter than that larger V90. Now, let's take a look at the rear. We'd expected the tailgate to be raked and swept back as it is with the larger V90 estate, but actually the V60's rear window is more upright and traditional. Let's take a seat up front where high quality materials, intelligent use of space and attention to detail work together to create a distinctly Scandinavian cabin that's simple, elegant and more appealing than most rivals. The first thing you'll probably notice is this 9.3-inch portrait-style touchscreen on the centre console that declutters the cabin of buttons and gives it a classy, sophisticated air emphasised by intricate detailing and rich Scandinavian design. There's more technology in the instrument binnacle, where the normal conventional dials and readouts have been replaced by virtual ones in an active TFT crystal driver's information display. Time to take a seat in the back. As it turns out, there's plenty of legroom for backseat folk, enough for a 6-footer to sit behind someone of similar height, and certainly significantly more than you'd get in something like a rival BMW 3 Series Touring. Finally, let's take a look in the boot, accessed via this standard power-operated tailgate that on most models can be activated by a wave of your foot beneath the bumper, should you be approaching the car key in pocket, laden down with bags. When raised, it reveals a cargo area rated at 529 litres to the window line, or 658 litres if you were to load up to the roof. The window line figure is only 31 litres less than you get on Volvo's supposedly much larger V90 estate, and the Gothenburg maker claims this capacity to be class-leading. When the backrests fold forward, they retract into a nearly flat position and free up 1,441 litres of total fresh air if you load to the roof. Volvo estates aren't what they used to be, and in this case, that's a very good thing. This second generation V60 will, we think, find it easier than its predecessor to conquest sales from German rivals. Class-leading safety gives this Swedish contender a tangible advantage over such competitors. So does this V60's high-tech cabin with its more sophisticated infotainment and instrument binnacle screens. You get generally more complete levels of standard equipment too. It might even appeal over a fashionable mid-sized SUV, which wasn't what we expected at the outset. In summary, this could only be a Volvo, but it also offers a slightly different vision of what a family estate car ought to be. We like it for that. You might too.